Hey, what's up everyone? AJ Writes Crypto here. I know a lot of you really liked the Cybertruck video I did last week. I know a lot of you like when I am off a teleprompter and I'm just, being candid about all the things and, the reality of the situation. And this is a video that I've been thinking about for a while. And I just took a long drive just kind of going over what I'm going to say in my head. And I feel like, I'm able to do this video without using a teleprompter. I have all the perfect talking points for the question, should you go full-time crypto? Can you go full-time crypto? How do I go full-time crypto? Any way you want to word that question, this is my answer for you. So a lot of my journey was actually made possible by two things: breaking my arm, what I still have a rod in this arm, my left humerus, and COVID. So the thing is that those two very unfortunate events gave me the time that I needed to really focus in on the craft, learn how to learn. First of all, you have to learn how to learn. That kind of sounds like a paradox, but it's a real thing, trust me. Like your personal retention, your absorption, what you remember, how do you apply the lessons you learned yesterday into the problems today, problem solving, critical thinking, stuff like that. And then kind of going into crypto itself. What value do you provide? Are you going to work for someone else at first? Are you just trying to do this trading? You kind of have to yourself, if I'm going full-time crypto, what exactly am I doing? Am I, how do I replace the income I'm making now? All questions that I'm going to answer in this video. I want to start off by saying that, Andrew Tate, he follows me on Twitter, which is crazy, by the way. He doesn't even follow 1,000 people, and I made the cut. And I know he has his stance on crypto, and although he has his own coin and everything, the one thing he said about crypto I really don't like is that crypto is a lazy man's fortune. And I completely wholeheartedly disagree with the top G on this sentiment, because I've never worked harder in my life than how hard I've worked in the past couple of years. Just on my live stream earlier today, I pointed out that I had a screenshot on my time hop that 2 years ago yesterday, I had 1,100 followers on Twitter. And 2 years have gone by, and we've come as far as we've come. Like my come up arc, there should be a story written about it, because what I have done is very hard to do. And I want to give back to you guys. I want to teach you guys how I did it. All right. And a lot of you have the ability. You have what it takes. I know you can go the distance, but you have to start taking yourself very seriously. So step one, like how I broke my arm and COVID happened, I needed the time to develop my skills, to learn about crypto, to really go down in the charts, to learn how to trade, to start making mistakes. In crypto, you pay for your mistakes, right? So one, I'm going to say that, actually after the Cybertruck video last week, I got a message from a guy who was like, yeah, I just quit my job. I was like, what do you mean you just quit your job? Yeah, I quit my job. Your video, it inspired me. I quit my job. And I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes here. I'm not telling you to quit your job because you got inspired from a YouTube video. But obviously, if you're going to go full-time crypto, you do need a pathway to quitting your job. But you need to do it right. I'm not saying he did it wrong. I'm just saying that if you're going to do this, you need to make sure you plan accordingly. So what I would say is that you need to give yourself at least 8 to 12 months of time. All right. And if it doesn't work, okay, that's fine. But at least give yourself the opportunity. But before you give yourself that opportunity, before you say, okay, I'm not going to go to a normal job for 8 months, I'm not going to go to a normal job for a year, or however much time you're going to give yourself, you need to have the money stacked up already where you can pay your bills, your rent, your food, your normal things without scraping by. But you need to have enough money stacked, or you need to be in a position where you are covered for at least 8 months, at least, because then you can focus. You already have everything paid. You already have everything. If you're chasing the next paycheck to pay rent, you need to find ways to get more income so you can set yourself up to give yourself the time. That's thing one. You got to give yourself the time to do it. Two, you need to rewire your relationship with money. You need to read a couple books. I'll link them down below in the description. And you need to start blocking out your days. I talk about this all the time. You need to wake up between 6:30, 7:30 every day, and plan your days 1 hour at a time. Because when you do that, you realize how much time you're wasting. Because if you only have 8 months to really put your head down and focus on crypto and try to make this thing happen, you need to be very efficient. You need to be able to do 3 days worth of work in one day and make that your normal. Your new baseline needs to be working harder than everyone around you. You need to level yourself up and take yourself very seriously. That's thing number one. This is not a lazy man's fortune. I have worked my ass off to get to where I am. Oh yeah, I'm not building lumber or doing construction. It's all up in here in my head. It's exchanging value. But then you also need to break down what is it you're going to do and how are you going to have, extra passive income. I mean, you could do freelance writing. That's what I did. I was writing for Ben, but I was also writing a lore story for an NFT project. I was writing for a couple motocross magazines. I was writing for some newspapers. I was kind of taking writing jobs whatever I could, because that was just how I was making quick income, quick money, as I built the crypto. Writing was big for me. And if you have skills with writing, I would suggest doing that. That's how I did it. But if you're not going to do a writing, I mean, you could be some sort of graphic designer, making thumbnails for people on YouTube. You could be a video editor. You could, be a mod in a blog or something like that. There's a lot of quick, easy jobs in crypto, and you'd be surprised, how many people are looking for help. Like I do the spaces with Mario and Afal. Every space we're required to say, hey, we're hiring. We're looking for people. Send them a DM. Tell them what you do. Provide value. One, you need to be able to pay at least 8 months before you quit your job. You need to have that covered, or you need to have a quick flip for supplemental income. All right, that's base one. You need to give yourself the time to pull this off. Two, when you plan your days out every day, you really need to, if you're doing this by just trading, you need to really develop your edge, develop your strategy, and keep a trading journal. And don't just write down the trades you win. You also need to write down the trades you lose, because people don't want to write down the trades they lose. That's a problem with trading journals. But you need to focus more on the trades you lost, because you need to know where you went wrong. What did I do wrong? How do I prevent that from happening again? Not a lot. It's very, very difficult to just be a trader. It's very difficult. Once you get to where you're trading 6 figures, stuff like that, it's kind of almost easier, because you know what to expect, because you've worked your way up the ladder. But if you're just going to do this trading, you need to develop your edge with small trades, $100, $200. Don't paper trade, in my opinion, because with paper trading, there's nothing really on the line. You're not really feeling the emotions. I would say even if you're starting small with trading, you need to still have some skin in the game so you feel the emotions. And then you need to deal with those emotions as well. So you really need to block out your days. You need to give yourself that time. You need to really work on your trading, develop your edge, obviously learn as much as you can in those 1 hour blocks. Maybe in the Telegram group or something, I will put a chart of what my 1 hour blocks look like, what they look like today and what they looked like before. Because, because basically my job writing for Ben, and this is why I would suggest for people to find writing jobs, is because I was literally getting paid to learn. And this is why I surpassed everyone there, because while they were all in the click talking, I was plugged in with my headphones in, literally writing the videos on the channel. I learned all that material. So if you could find a way to get a writing job, I highly suggest it, because you're literally getting paid to learn about crypto. That's how I did it. I can only tell you my experience, but there are other things to do besides writing, obviously. All right. And I think that's, a really good start for now. I don't want to ramble for 30 minutes. I actually didn't want this video to be this long, but you really need to make sure you give yourself a chance. If you're going to take a chance on yourself, don't get it wrong. You're taking a chance on yourself. It's up to you. What I like the most about crypto is that my fate is in my hands. And what scares me the most about crypto is that my fate is in my hands. All right. So if you are in a position where you could give yourself 8 months and take a chance on yourself, it does happen. It does work out. My story is an example of someone who was once a broke kid who became a millionaire. Ben, another example of who was once a broke kid who became a millionaire. There are people that can pull this off. It is possible. And I think a lot of you watching this video right now that are on the outside looking in, I think it's possible for you to do it too. But don't think that it's going to come easy. Don't listen to Andrew Tate on this one. Making it in crypto is not a lazy man's game. If you think you're going to get into crypto so you can avoid doing work, this is not the industry for you. Wrap it up right now and go work a normal job, because this is not the industry for people who are not willing to put the work in. I'm going to be flat out honest about that. I thought crypto would be easier when I first got into it, and I quickly learned, okay, this is going to be serious. I need to start waking up earlier. I need to start blocking out my days. I need to start taking myself more seriously and being as efficient as I can. Efficiency is king, everybody. Well, I just kind of wanted to start. I will do more videos like this, probably at least one a week, just kind of in the truck. I just got back, and one day you keep going, you keep building. You'll buy a mansion, you'll pay off your mortgage, you'll buy a vehicle that you don't even really need to buy, but you do it because you're proud of yourself, because you made your point. You started at A and now you're at B. And that's what I did. And like, people beat me up, well, why didn't you wait till after the bull market to get the Cybertruck? Because it's a point. My point to you guys is that anything is possible if you want it more than everyone else. If you want it more than everyone else and you're willing to work harder than everybody else, you will achieve your goals. I absolutely promise. Start waking up earlier, start blocking your days, find yourself that time to put your head down. And when you put your head down, make sure the bang is worth the buck. You're not, I mean, if you're going to quit, if you're going to make a plan to eventually stop your full-time job to take a chance on yourself with crypto, when you are putting your head down for a 4-hour study block, don't be watching random YouTube videos. Don't be playing video games. If you're going to do this, you actually have to put the work in big time. This is very serious, especially if you're going as far to quit your job. Anyone can do this if you do it with your head. All right, take your time. You're not going to make $1 million in one day. My story is the exception, not the rule, but you can be the exception too. I promise you. Smash the like. Let me know down below in the comments, what is your biggest obstacle to get over? What's stopping you from going full-time crypto? What question would you ask me? Hey, I want to do this, but I have a question with X. I want to know what that question is, because I want to answer them, because I want to help as many of you as I want as many of you as possible to follow my path and become full-time crypto people and not have to break the 9 to 5 the 9 to 5 monotony. Break out of that, and I want you guys to live the life of your dreams, because that's what I'm doing right now, and I want you to do it too. So let me know what's the biggest obstacle for you to get over in this journey. I want to know down below. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich. How about just get rich? Later.